It's something that millions of people see, the falls lit. Everybody knows the falls for the lighting at night, but not a lot of people know kind of what goes on behind the scenes and what goes into making that lighting happen. And the Niagara Falls Illumination Board is an organization of 6 member agencies that's responsible for financing and operating and maintaining the falls. So it's New York Power Authority, New York State Parks, and then the City of Niagara Falls, New York, the City of Niagara Falls, Ontario, as well as Niagara Parks and Ontario Power Generation.
These lights here have been operating since 1925. Now, we did light up the falls a couple of times before 1925. The first time was in 1860. 200 Bengal flares were set up to light up the American Falls for a one-night visit of Edward Andrews, the Prince of Wales. The second time we lit up the falls was 1879. 1879 is also the first time we used electricity to light up Niagara Falls. 100-watt carbon arc spotlights along the shoreline lit up both falls, and the system they used to generate the electricity was a 25-foot diameter wooden water wheel attached to a turbine up by the Table Rock restaurant.
A group of businessmen in the area had identified their interest in improving the lighting of the falls and raised some money. Were able to purchase sort of the first set of permanent lights that were used on the falls. And then in 1925, that group formed the first Niagara Falls Illumination Board. And so for the last 100 years, the Illumination Board has been fulfilling that mandate that they had of lighting the falls, financing that lighting, and then operating and maintaining the lights that were in place.
Now, the operator turned the lights on, but he did not have the capability of changing the colors. So 18 men were hired and stationed down by the lights, and they physically changed the colors with different colored screens on his command. And we used those lights up until 1958, when everything was finally automated. 20 great carbon arc lights were switched over with 2,000 watt light bulbs. And we used those 2,000 watt lights until 1974, when we switched over to a brand new type of light bulb called a xenon gas light bulb. These were 4,000 watts each, twice the heat, twice the brilliance, and we used those xenon lights until 2016, when we switched over to our new LED system.
One of the big changes, of course, was we went from like 84,000 watts down to 37,000 watts. And we went from 4 colors to hundreds, thousands of colors. Also, the falls are lit from corner to corner now, whereas before the lights were circular and there were circles on the falls. So it has been a much better experience being here with the new LED system. I guess the biggest challenges of lighting Niagara Falls is the distance ranges from anywhere from about 2,100 feet to about 1,500 feet away. The other thing is in the winter time, the mist from the Horseshoe Falls and the mist on the American Falls, it creates a lot of ice that blows in on the lights sometimes. We have to keep the lights heated in the winter time.
The lighting of the falls that happens every night has been going on for over 100 years. But the special request, actually the original one was in 2004, where there was a request to light the falls pink for a global breast cancer fundraising event. And so that was the first time that the falls was lit in regards to a specific cause or an event. And since then, there's been lots of examples of sort of major global events that we've lit the falls for, whether it was lighting the falls purple for the Queen Elizabeth's 90th birthday, or lighting it red, white, and blue to mark the passing of Jimmy Carter in the United States. I think the most unique thing about the board is the binational part of it. And so, obviously there's people that come to visit Niagara Falls on the New York side in the US and on the Ontario side in Canada. And I think it's really neat that even 100 years ago, it was recognized that the importance of both sides contributing and making sure that there would be longevity in this investment in the original lights that were on the falls.
We get visitors here from all over the world, and meeting all these people from all over the world, and the stories they have to tell, and the interest that they show in Niagara Falls, that's probably the best part of this whole experience for me. Just making people happy is about the best part of this whole job, and we do make people smile.